What's up guys, it's Hubs and this video is about Mare. So, um, here's my party that I use and I'm going to try to show you guys how I can auto battle through Mare. Because she is the best experience in the game right now and auto battling through her is going to be the most efficient for experience. Still not the most efficient for money though. So my first unit, my leader is a Libra, Anima type SPB10 using a leg wand gem. Next I got a dual GX. SPB10 using a Regna Blade, Holy Arms Douglas, Heavenly Bud SPB10 lower type, and then Breaker Michelle here, SPB10 using a Masamune, Anima Milchio, Geld Night Axe, SPB10, and then I just bring a friend, Felness, with a leg one gem, Anima type SPB10 as well. So, as you can see, some of these spheres, I'm using leg one gem on my leader, but I don't really have to. I prefer to go for damage here than survivability, because the key here is I'm going to basically 2 to 3 shot Mare, and that's how I'm going to beat her, because these are really strong units. So as for leaders, I usually use Libra right now just because I have a lot of friends who use Loden or Felness or Gra leaders. So Libra is a bit rarer. So I'll use them because I don't usually like stacking the same leaders over and over again. Also Libra is pretty good as a leader because if you auto battle, his SBB will activate first, which gives you attack, defense, and recovery buffs. And then, Michelle will activate afterwards, which gives a better attack buff, which will override Libra's. Anyways, so the main composition of this party is you kind of need like those Michelle's tier units. So you need Michelle, you need SGX, you need Melchio. These three, I would say, maybe not SGX as much, but Michelle and Melchio for sure are required. So if you don't know, Melchio, he'll give you a light buff. So Mare is dark, so once you buff with light, everyone's doing double damage. On top of that, his SBB now gives, or is an AoE attack. So I mean, he does damage now with his SBB, and then he also prevents all negative status elements, which is absolutely required for fighting Mare, because if you don't, Mare will curse, and Mare curses a lot, and you just won't be able to do enough damage without SBBs to kill her. There's sometimes I wipe with auto battle on if I have played a Mimic first, right before Mare, and my Melchio's BB gauge is not fully charged for the Mare fight, which is unfortunate, but it happens sometimes. So then next, let's see, Michelle. Michelle makes most sense because Michelle's also pretty much, I would say she's basically required. Well, not so much required, but it's really good to have her because she'll make it really easy because she busts for attack, and she's 20 hits. Oh, sorry, 15 hits herself. So I mean, like Michelle, like mine's a breaker using Masamune, does tons of damage, and then she buffs for attack, which is great. Next is an SGX. I like SGX instead of another Douglas because he does buff for crit. So if you do crit, you're doing extra damage, and he's 20 hits as well. So it's really helpful in getting the SPB gauges back up. As you can also see, like every single turn in like this regular, in the regular mob fights, everyone has max SBB just because all these guys have a lot of hits. And that's also why I have Douglas as well, because Douglas is 30 hits. Douglas is just a monster for recovering your Brave Burst gauges in general, which is why I also bring him. And on top of that, Douglas also gives his SBB, gives increased spark damage. So he's really good. So as for leaders I use, so I said I use Libra just because not many of my friends do. So I usually use any combination of a mix of either for myself or a friend, Libra, Centaur, Loden, Felness. You can use dual mechs as well. Who else gives BB? Anyone who benefits Brave Burst filling, or gives damage, which is why I like Loden is really good because Loden gives 50% increased damage for Rainbow Team. On top of that, he helps fill the Brave Burst gauges a bit more. Oh, okay. Anyways, I didn't even notice I got an email there. So yeah, sorry. Loden fills Brave Burst gauge, and his SBB is an AoE attack, which also fills Brave Burst gauges at the end of the turn. I think it's like 5 or 6 Brave Crystals worth that he fills at the end of a turn. So I usually use Loden for this, but then I've switched to Libra just because I have a lot of friends who use Loden consistently. Centaur's really, or sorry, Libra's also really good because his leader scale also gives you increased Brave Crystal drop and increased damage while you're sparking. So Libra technically still is kind of like a Brave Burst gauge filling leader. So that's why I really like him. Centaur, he has like the same leader scale as Foulness, but his SBB gives you like, I think it's crit and spark damage boost, which is also really good. So basically, like a mixture of any of these units would be really great. As you guys already know, like most people should know, Felness, the Leviathan guy. He is just like basically one of the best for filling Brave Burst gauges. He's been a really popular leader since he came out, up till now still, just because his leader skill increases the effectiveness of Brave Burst crystals, and his SBB increases the drop rate of crystals, and he still has AoE SBB, which makes him pretty good, and he has really high HP as Anima as well. So I mean, just all around amazing unit, Felness. Talked about Loden, Centaur, and then oh yeah, there's Dual Mechs as well you can use. Dual Mechs is the Bahamut guy, and he has the same leader skill as Felness. He's also in the same batch as Felness. He's one of the beast units, but his Super Brave Burst is slightly not as good as Felness is in terms of Brave Burst skill filling, but it's AoE Brave Burst, and it also has a chance of paralysis, which is great for like normal mobs, but yeah, it's not so great for Brave Burst filling. Anyways, we're at Mare now. You can see I auto battled up to here. So at this point, you can still auto battle, but I just stopped and slowed it down just to show you guys. So I'm going to activate Libra first, even though I probably shouldn't have. I was thinking about this. I probably should have activated Melchio first. I activated him last because I was like, oh, his SPV only gives me the status elements debuff, but I realized, oh wait, no, Mare is actually dark. I should have used Melchio first. I would have done like, I probably would have done double the damage. I would have two-shot him with ease. And then I was like, oh well, whatever, who cares? I'm still gonna, it's a minimum 3 shots for me using a team like this, which basically means it's impossible for me to lose unless I come into this final stage without full Brave Burst gauges. Yeah, so, pretty easy. I could have easily auto-battled through that, as you can probably see, and that's basically how I auto-battle through Mare. I actually caught Mare. I have a Breaker Mare, and it took me from level 200 of auto-battling her all the way to level 210. So, if any of you guys are still hunting her, I mean, that's 10 full levels in the 200s till I got her. So if you haven't got her, keep trying. Good luck. And that's pretty much the end of this video, and I will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.